Okay, this is the next project. Got to do something with this table saw extension for storage underneath. Right now, that shelf I guess was better than nothing, but it's turned into pretty much a disaster. So I'm going to put a cabinet there for blade storage and some table saw tools and whatnot, see what kind of room we have once we get it on, and go from there. I've got the dust collection hose disconnected. I don't think that's going to be a problem rerouting that. And so now I'm going to clean all that out, take that shelf off, and see what I can come up with. Over here on this end of the mobile base that I have for this table saw, I took and drilled 8 holes in the framework. Took some of these dowel center finders, put them in each one of the holes, and I set the base on there and tapped it to locate where to drill. And I drilled through the base and the holes lined up really nice doing it that way. Okay, here it is with the base attached. I've got 8 bolts down through this framework. Had to do a cutout here to hold this cross member. That cross member has the wheel attached to it for this end of the mobile base. It's not real stable right now. I'm definitely going to have blocking under all the way around it to make it stable. But for right now, it's a base to put the cabinet on. And there's the cabinet sitting on the base. Just a very simple plywood cabinet. I've got the slides in it. And the drawer is made. I'm going to put that in and just see how it works sitting there. And now that that lower base is in, that's what's going to hold all my blades. But now that that's in, I have the dimensions between the top of that cabinet and the bottom of the actual extension. So now I can put on that top part of the cabinet. Hey, what we got going on today is I'm making a drawer that's going to go underneath the table saw extension that's going to hold all my saw blades. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out, but I've got plenty of space. Never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to have a lot of storage space to hold all my stuff. So taking a drawer of this dimension just for saw blades isn't a problem. The drawer is actually going to be about 35 inches. I had a bunch of these, like 5 sets of these heavy duty AccuRide slides left over from another shop project. So I'm going to use these up, and even if I don't like this piece right here is an insert. It's going to set down inside of the drawer. So if it turns out that this isn't exactly as nice as I would like it to be, I can take this out and find another way to store my blades. But for right now, I'm going to give this a shot and see how it works. I got a bunch of these blocks, 5 1/4 with a 16-degree bevel on each side. They're going to set in there like that on each side of these blades. Then another piece of 3/4 inch scrap plywood is going to go on top. Then I'm going to start all over again and just keep stacking these until I get room for all my blades. All right, I'm going to get started on this and see how it goes. Okay, got the first divider in. Now I'm going to take another blade. Okay, I've got the center of this blade marked, this first blade, and I'm going to move over 4 inches. From the center of that blade, I'm going to center the next blade in the next tier. That's where this one is going to go. Then I've taken some of these and cut them in half And I'm going to place one there, place a full one here. Take another blade, set there, and take another partial, another half, and put it over on this side. And that's how that's going to go. Glue and nail those into place, then set down another divider and just keep going so that they're staggered. All right, little update on where I'm at with this table saw extension. While I was at it putting cabinets underneath, I decided to put a new extension on. It had a big sway to it, so I took the old one off, built a much stronger framework, and added this piece here is separate from the rest of this. I started with like a 3-inch wide piece and bolted it into the end of this cast iron extension. They were already pre-drilled and tapped holes. They're 7/16 fine thread, and once I had that, so I knew it was going to bolt on, I used a piece of cutoff from the actual piece top that I'm going to have, put it up here where it's nice and flush with the top of this, and then put this bottom piece on. The only thing with this is once this top goes down, you can't get to these bolts anymore. So this top is not going to be glued on. Let's put it that way. I'll find a different way. And then of course cut out a bigger hole here so that I could get into that. And these have to be countersunk, otherwise this top is not going to go down. Like I say, this is much stronger framework for it to set on, and it should last for quite a few years. I'm going to take this framework back off, and I'm going to take a router and run a 1/4-inch groove around the inside of all these bays, about 3/4 of an inch down and about a 1/2 inch deep, so that I can put some wood clips and screw up from the bottom with those clips into those grooves and into the bottom of the extension, the actual extension that's going to be on here. That way it'll be held down solid, it's not going to vibrate and get a bunch of sawdust under it, and I think it's going to be real solid, and I can take it off at any time if it ever gets damaged. You know, I can replace that without having to replace the entire framework. Okay, here we go. We've got the rest of this cabinet put together. The top 2 drawers. Got a little side tray here for push sticks. A little ledge down there for a couple more push blocks. Top drawer. Stuff that I use all the time. Of course, you got to have a brush, clamp with a stop block, a couple other goodies, throat plates, inserts. Next drawer down, I've got a couple dado sets and some more stuff that I don't use that often, but at least it's out of the way for right now. And then bottom drawer, all my blades. I've got, I think I have 14 blades right now. I can reach in here and I can grab them without stabbing my fingers into a blade that's right behind it. Pull them out, use them, stick them back in. They're all staggered, so you know, it's probably not the most efficient use of space, but I had plenty of space, and so that's the way I did it. It's just the way I did it. It's not intended to be the perfect way, it's just how I did it. I think it'll hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll hold 20 blades as it is, and it's expandable. I can put another few rows in if I wanted to hold another 8 blades, I think. So, but for right now, that's plenty. It's on a real heavy duty 34-inch AccuRide set of drawer slides, 200-pound rating on those. So it slides nice and easy. These top 2 drawers are just on some wooden slides that I made up. Plenty good for that, but yeah, that tidied things up real nice on that end of the table saw. Got this new extension wing put on. Over here, got plenty of room, more storage over here in these drawers. It's an old cabinet, but it's still functional, so I'm not going to throw it away. I had some extra countertop material, so I put it on here. This is where my blades were all stored before, just on nails on this end of this cabinet. You know, clanking together. Didn't like that. Of course, back here to the downdraft table. I really like this. You can see it's already scratched up quite a bit, but that's okay. That's what it's for. Again, I didn't rebuild the whole thing. I just put on a piece of 3/4-inch plywood and drilled all the holes. And it works great. Real happy with that. And over here, I don't know what I'm going to do with this outfeed table. That cabinet, I don't know if I'm going to put just a door on there. That might be the best thing, just to keep the dust out. But for right now, it's holding a few things and getting them out of the way. Actually, if I didn't have as much room as I do, I wouldn't even have that there. I would just take this downdraft table and make that into an outfeed table. It'd be very easy to do. Just put some miter slots in it and just push it right up against the table saw. But that's it for this table saw station. I have I got another table saw. This is a right tilt. I've got a left tilt that could use a little work on it. So that might be the next thing I do. Well, hopefully that gave you a couple ideas on what you can do with the space under your table saw. This is probably a 20-year-old Delta Platinum Edition Unisaw. It's been a workhorse, no problems with it. But just time for an upgrade. And everything here is mobile. Without too much hassle, I can take everything and move it out of the way if I ever needed to. Okay, thanks for watching.